Hey Divas, Lindsay Jones here, the Party Plan Coach from PartyPlanDivas.com, coming to you for week 4 of Monday Mingle, here where we get together every single week to talk about our businesses a little bit and kind of get to know each other better. So it is Monday, January 28th, and today we're talking about your why. Why did you get into your party plan business? So I'm going to kind of give 2 answers because I'm going to tell you my why for Party Plan, but also my why for why I started Party Plan Divas and got into coaching. So for Party Plan, originally back in the day, in what feels like the dark ages, when I first began, Little Diva was a baby, like a tiny baby. It was about the time that I was going to have to start going back to work. When I had her, my intention was to put her into daycare and go back to work the way that people do in corporate America. And when I had her, she was so tiny and so whatever, and I was just agonizing over the idea of putting my 6-week-old baby in the care of somebody else. And I couldn't do it. I mean, I gave myself so much anxiety over it. And I took her to a friend of mine's house who was having a party, just, on a Friday night kind of thing. And I took her out and was kind of showing off the baby or whatever. It was a beautiful summer evening, late afternoon, that kind of thing. And never in a million years would I have thought that I was going to walk in and the whole place was going to completely change my life. But it gave me the opportunity to realize that I could make money, the same amount of money that I was making in my corporate job, that I could do it from home and stay home with her. And so there was no question. I signed up that very night. Years later, I got out of that company for numerous reasons, and Little Diva was older. She was in school, that kind of thing. I had a terrific job. I loved my job. I was working a lot. I had about a 45-hour-a-week job, so it was a lot of hours. And again, it was another Friday night that I went to a party at a friend of mine's house, and I saw how much fun that consultant was having. And I wanted to join just to have fun. It didn't really have anything to do with the money. I was making great money. Although it was a nice bonus, the amount of money that I made. But I really just joined to meet other women, to have fun. I loved the product. I thought it was, something that I would really enjoy. And then, of course, you guys know how I got started. And so then, I rose quickly to the top there and really, really adored and loved the time that I was involved in that company. I started Party Plan Divas after working with my team and just having so many ladies who would have the same struggles over and over and over and over again. And there was a couple of them. Number one was the time management and organization. And that's really where my heart is, because I really, most of you know my story of my losses and stuff over my poor time management and poor prioritizing and stuff like that I did to myself. And I saw so many of my team members going through the same thing. It's just, you get into this business under the idea of being your own boss and making your own hours and all this kind of stuff. And then what the reality is that we get in it and then we try to work it like 24 hours a day and do the exact opposite of what the industry is actually designed for. And I saw that happening over and over and over, and I did it myself. I realized on both businesses I had done that as well. So my heart really is about getting people organized and getting the work done that needs to be done so that you're not working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The other thing was that for people that had, like full-time jobs like I did, how do you work this job around that, which has to do with time management and stuff like that too. But what I, would notice is I would go to our big conventions and our big seminars, and I would see these, amazing speakers talk, and they would give the best ideas, but there was never any training on how to actually implement it. Like it was always telling me what to do, not how to do it. And so with Party Plan Divas, I really wanted to kind of bridge that gap. Because I felt it too. I would come home with a binder full of all this great information that I had gotten, or a notebook or whatever, of all these notes that I had taken and this, and that, and the other. And I would set it on the coffee table. And that's just where it would stay, because it was training and it was good. But I was busy. And I needed to know how to actually make it work in my life, not just, not just tell me what to do, actually tell me how to do it. When do I do that? Where do I go to do that? What do I say when I get there? That kind of thing. And so it seemed like, kind of a no-brainer after hearing from so many of my divas they needed it and knowing that I needed it myself, that I would be the person to try to share it with the rest of the world. So that's it for me. So, the thing that I think is really interesting about listening to people's why, and I, of course, get to talk to all of you and find out your why, is that so many of us start for so many different reasons. And not only that, but it evolves. Also, what you may have started with, what your why may have been in the very, very beginning, might be completely different a year later, 6 months later, 6 years later, whatever it may be. And I think it's really, really important to understand everything that it is that our industry offers. Because, it's not just money. It's not just girl time. It's not just fun time out. It's not just being your own boss. It's not just any one of those things. It's all of those things. And we all joined for different reasons. So listen to everybody else's why. I really encourage you to watch all of the videos and read all the blog posts, because this is really important to know all the different reasons why people get in our industry, so that when you are recruiting, you might be able to fit a particular person's need. So again, I look forward to seeing everybody. So you can link up in the linky below. Sorry, I went over my 4 minutes a little bit. Thanks for hanging in there. And I will see you next week for Monday Mingle Business Edition. Bye.